everybody. Welcome to our family's homeschool space. It might be a little bit on the small side, but you know what? That's okay because we make it work for our family and we really love it. So I thought today I'd kind of give you the tour, show you what it looks like, and maybe in the process, you can get some ideas that might be helpful for you in your own space. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel, Loving My Littles. If you're new here, I'm a homeschooling mama who taught at a private school for 5 years, and now I'm at home teaching my own 3 kiddos. You know, if I'm being honest, there have been a few times where I've been maybe just a little bit jealous of the other families who have a large homeschool area or even a separate homeschool room, because in the season of life I'm in and where we're at, we don't have that. We have a small homeschool area. And so God has really been teaching me something, especially this past year. He's reminded me of what it says in Philippians in the Bible. In the book of Philippians, it says that I've learned to be content in whatever state I'm in. And so, you know what? I'm realizing that God has blessed me with this small space that I'm in, and I'm so thankful that I do have this place. And so I'm trying my best to be content with what I have, and I'm trying to make it work to the best of our ability, trying to find ways to organize and just to make a small space work for our family. It's a daily process that I'm going through of realizing that, you know, it's not good to compare what I have to what other people have, but I just want to take what God's given me and make it the best that I can make it. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Your space might even be smaller than mine, but take it and make it what you can to the best of your ability. Be thankful for where God's placed you. Try your best to be content with what you have and just be thankful for the space you have, because you don't have to have a large homeschool area to homeschool. As long as you have a willing heart, that is what's important. So I just wanted to encourage you with that because I know it's something that God has been speaking to me about. So I'm thankful for our small homeschool space. And as you'll see, it is a smaller space. We're actually up here at the top of our stairs. This is kind of like our landing when you come up the stairs. And so it was just kind of an empty area that was sitting here. So we've taken this landing area and used it as our homeschool room. And I'm so excited to show you what it looks like. So without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get this tour started? Come on. All right, so this is like our poster wall. We don't have any space to put anything on the floor here because it's the walkway when you come up the stairs, but we still wanted to use the wall space. So these are some of the things we do during our morning routine. We have our calendar, our days of the week, our map of the United States of America. Then we have our books of the Bible poster. And then one of my favorite things is these large words, look what we're learning. And we got this at Hobby Lobby, and those big googly eyes, I think, are one of my kids' favorite things up here. The little eyeballs move around inside just like the small googly eyes do, and so they really love it. Then over here, I'll get closer and show you kind of a close-up of what's on each shelf. But I just wanted to give you kind of an overview of the space. So this is the other side of the railing. There's just a little bit of space between the railing and the wall. And so we kind of use that as some storage where we can keep a lot of our homeschool stuff. And it just goes around the railing like this. And so that's kind of the gist of our homeschool space. But like I said, I will take you closer and kind of show you what's on each shelf and what's in the bins and drawers. That way you can maybe get some ideas for your homeschool area. So I'm going to show you kind of real quick what's on these. Just on top here, I have our learning resource scale, and it's neat. You know, you could put different items in there, whether it's counters or whatever you want to measure. So I'm excited to use that. We just got it this past summer at a garage sale. And then I have our Christian and American flag for our pledges every day. We also do the pledge to the Bible. I have this from Lakeshore Learning, and it is the different organs and inside look at the body it comes out, and you can talk about that. They also have some trivia cards that came with it, and so I think it looks really cool, and so we have it displayed up here. This right here, my 2-year-old loves. We like to pull this out while we're doing schoolwork. This is kind of one of those activities that she uses to keep busy, and she'll do it over and over again. So I really like this. And then I have this from Learning Resources. It's a large birthday cake that's like you stack it up from 1 to 10, 1 being the smallest, and then you have 10 on bottom, and so it just stacks real high, and so my kids love to play with this. I have Uno Moo, just a kids game, and then I have a box of 12-piece wooden puzzles from Melissa and Doug. And so these are construction puzzles, and my first grader loves them, and they're just about the right difficulty for him at the moment. So he likes using those. So on top here in our basket, we kind of just have some of our devotional books, our Answers in Genesis, How Great Is Our God, Little Bible Hero Storybook, the Christian Mother Goose Treasury. There's 3 of these. They're really cute. Mother Goose only with Christian poems, and the Children's Book of Virtues. I have my handy pointer here that we use as we're going over like the letters and the days of the week and things like that. And then I'm not going to go over all the books on the bookshelf. I'll do a separate video for books at another time, but I have a huge section here. I have all the letters, almost all the letters from A to Z. I think there's just a couple we're missing because we got these secondhand as well, but they're great for when you're going over each letter. You can pull one of those books out. Then I have just kind of some board books. This is kind of like our younger section. My kiddos are all still old enough to enjoy these, but especially my 2- and 4-year-old. We have our Dr. Seuss books. I have a bunch of puzzles down here. Some are wooden, some are like, you know, just simple puzzles from Walmart, but we kind of keep a lot of them stacked up here. But we don't have, like, as you can see, the pieces for that are not with it. Reason being, we keep our puzzle pieces beside it, and we keep them in these bags. And I know there's even better ways to store them, but this works for us right now at the moment. So we have some of the bags are labeled, we wrote on them. Some of them are just obvious, you know, our shape puzzle or our alphabet puzzle. And so we keep all those beside it, so that way they just pull out the puzzle and then they find the bag that goes with it, and then that way they're not getting lost. I found if I leave them out, my 2-year-old gets into each one, and then the pieces go missing. So over here we just have some Melissa and Doug. These are like Mickey and Minnie, where you put their face and their arms and legs together. There's a Minnie one and a Mickey of those. We have our math box from The Good and the Beautiful, and then we have some magnets, like farm type magnets from Melissa and Doug. We have Oreo matching middles. We have some Learning Resources games. We have an addition, an early math, and an early learning game. Then we also kind of have this like opposite puzzle game there. Now I'm going to go through these pretty quick because these videos tend to take a while. But if you have any questions, just feel free to put in the comments if you want to know more about something, or if you want to know what something was, just mention it in the comments and I will try to get back with you. This is just what it looks like on top. It says plant kindness, and I just wanted to remind my kids of the different things that we need to be like, be forgiving and helpful and caring. So that's why I love putting that up there. I have our advocates and this little pretending cactus guy over here. I have this right here. It says respect. This is from September & Co. And they're on Etsy. They're really cute. They have a bunch of these with different character traits and little cartoon animals. And on the back, it'll say, what respect is and how you can show respect. And then it always has a scripture talking about that character trait. So we kind of go through these about 1 a month and really focus on it. So they're good to go through, and they're really cute, honestly, to display as well. So we really love them. Then we have this sign. What I love most about my classroom is who I share it with. And then our little plant there, our globe. This is something we got at a yard sale for a few bucks, and it looked just like a good globe, but then I realized when I got home one night I came in and this button down here had been pushed, and it's hard to see because it's not very dark yet, but if you can see, the different constellations kind of light up from underneath, and I'll try to get you a better picture so you can see where you can see the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper and just all those different constellations and those different stars and everything. And so it's really neat. I didn't know that it came with that, and so I was really excited when I found out after I got home that that's what that was for. This is just our poster of the different trees, and so I thought it was really cool looking. Then we have our 10-drawer rolling cart here. I do have it labeled. I tried to put the pictures on it because my 4-year-old's still learning how to read, and so she can just look at the pictures and know what goes where. So this is crayons, markers, and pencils. This is if we have extras, kind of ones that they could just use every day to sketch. I keep their school ones separate to try to keep them all together. We have hot glue gun and glue sticks, which I'm out of at the moment. Washi tape, we use this to do different like activities as far as like learning activities or making crafts. I like to make cards with them if I'm sending out thank you cards. Felt and foam for just crafts. That's what a lot of this stuff is. Manipulatives, we have some dominoes we use to play we can use to play things with, magnet letters and numbers that you can use to play games for learning activities. Craft sticks, we have lots of those. Pipe cleaners, if you have a lot of these type of things, craft sticks, pipe cleaners, if you're a homeschooler, you might have a lot of those type of things, especially things like down here I have lots of pom-pom balls. I feel like I'm always adding to my pom-pom ball collection for different learning activities and things. Small craft items like the little eyes and beads and buttons. And then down at the very bottom is our flashcards, like extra flashcards. We have some downstairs as well that we use more often, but these are kind of more like the game. So that's what we keep in that drawer. All right, so now we're on the wall that has our 2 cube organizers together. It ends up being 15 cubes all together. We got both of these off Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good deal. And so I'm gonna try to film it this way because I have the railing here and this right here. So it's kind of a smaller area that I can't get the tripod through. So hopefully you can see it as I go along. So in this first box is our Leapfrog Leap Reader pen. I have books that are Disney books, but then I also have different books that go over different vowel sounds. And you've probably seen these. These are actually pretty old. They were around, I think, even when I was a kid. This is just a great alternative. We personally do use screens like ABC Mouse and different apps, but if you want something that, you know, maybe to get away from a screen for a little bit, but still help them read, this is one of those options. It's talking to them, helping them out, so you can do something maybe with another child, but they're getting to actually hold the book and not have to look at a screen. So we like using our Leap Reader pen. Then right underneath, I have a bunch of our Bob books. Now this isn't all of them because we love Bob books. I think all of these though we got for a pretty good deal, secondhand at different places. You'll notice a theme throughout this. I personally love to thrift shop and you know, go to yard sales and consignment sales and find good deals. So a lot of these Bob books and a lot of other things we found secondhand. Then we have this right here. I'm not gonna go through all of these because there's a lot of like learning activities in here. You know, I was talking about having all the pipe cleaners and the craft sticks and the pom-pom balls. We use stuff like that for learning activities. I personally just had a video a little while ago that I posted where we made 10 preschool and kindergarten, and to be honest, even first grade learning activities that we just made with things around the house, like those craft supplies, and they're learning activities that our kiddos use. So I'll put that video in the description below. I would encourage you to check it out because then you can know what's in this box. Again, it's learning activities that are easy to put together, and so we can just tell my son or my daughter, hey, go up to the learning box get you an activity and bring it on down, and that's part of their learning time. Just a couple over, I'll go ahead and show you this one as well. It's just the rest of the learning activities. We do have a few more that I didn't show in that video. Those were our kind of our favorites, but that's what these are. They're full of learning activities that we made. And then I have our counting cookies. This is from Learning Resources. You'll see a lot of their supplies. We really love them, and it's just where they have the different candies on the front and then they put the number on the back. So my kiddos like the matching Oreos, anything that looks like food. It's more fun to play with, right? And Dick and Jane books. And so we have these that we found at a curriculum sale. And so therefore just our readers, just to be able to use for my son. Then we have just some extra things are in here. We have these foam letters. We use these for games and for spelling. We have foam blocks from the Dollar Tree that we use like for color sorting and things like that. And then again, I won't show you all these. Maybe I'll do a video sometime where I show you our favorite games and type of stuff like that. But this is like Letter Llamas. It's from Learning Resources. And we have a bunch of games that are in like tubs like these. Like this is Letter Llamas where you match the capital and the lowercase. And then we have Counting Sheep and Number Turtles. So we have 3 different types of kind of like containers like this in this cube that are just Learning Resources games. And I love that it even comes with a container so you can keep it all together and it's not getting lost. And then I was really excited about this. We were able to hit a yard sale where they had a lady who was either retiring from teaching or maybe she was just moving to a different age. I can't remember. But she was getting rid of a bunch of her like Unisteady type things that had already been laminated and cut out and prepared. Like this whole thing is all about dinosaurs, like dinosaur math, learning about dinosaurs. I mean, what a steal, right? If you've done all the cutting and laminating before, you know how much time that takes. And so I was so thankful to already find that it was done and it was a really good price. So I grabbed this up so that way we can do our dinosaur study that we'd already been planning on doing anyways. And then she had things like these counting cards that were already done and put together where you just count the number of objects and then you put them the little clothespin on what other number goes with them. And so there's a whole bunch that's just already put together. And so I was really excited. So kind of all of her stuff that was already put together and ready to go, I just put it all in this bin right here so we can use it this year. And I'm excited because it's already done and ready to go. Then I have this right here. It's full of Bob books. And so I have 3 complete sets of the large Bob books. And this was really neat. They're normally like 18 bucks for one set. And we were able to find at a thrift store on vacation, we were able to find 3 complete sets for $1 a piece. $1 a piece. So for $3, I was able to get all of these Bob books, which I was so excited about. It was one of my highlights of vacation. So I've already showed you this is learning activities in there. I'll get a closer picture of these, but these are Ask Me books. It's a series. This one's about planet Earth. There's some about space, about plants and science and ancient times. So it's just good reference books for kids to use. Then I have just some extra things in here, like there's a bingo game, a Who Am I game, where it's just puzzle pieces you put together. I have some lacing cards so the kids can kind of keep their hands busy, maybe during a read aloud or just, you know, if I need them to be doing something while I'm reading with their sibling or something. So those are kind of more just extra activities. Then I have these cute farm counters. They're like sheep and cows and roosters, and they're jumbo. We can use these for math or for color sorting or for even teaching my 2-year-old about animals. So I thought these were really cute. And then again, just a couple more of these learning resource tubs. We have counting cows and stacking whales down here with the counters. And then puzzles. These are just a few more puzzles that the pieces we actually do keep in here. But they're kind of different puzzles. That's just a pig one. But then I have like our sound puzzles. I have our safari animals or zoo animals, where they make the sound when you put them in there. So these are Melissa and Doug. This one I really like because it's like different type of puzzle, like the barn and there's the cow and you can take him out, or the cookie jar and there are the cookies. And then at the end, you can actually ask your child, okay, and do you remember where the cookies go? Or do you remember what was in the bird cage? And so they get to pick and put them back in. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this to learn. And most of these are from Melissa and Doug. All right, and then all the way down here, we have our flowers that, you know, you can put them together and build your own flower bed and garden. We have our bag of magnet tiles. My kids like to play with this as well, and I love that they come with their own bag. And then we also have this really cute, it's from Leapfrog. It comes with its own little Walmart bag, and it's scanner, and it'll tell you, like, you scan it, and it'll say 2 peppers, or 6 eggs, or, you know, 5 carrots, whatever it is. And so they love playing grocery store with it, but then it also helps with their counting as well. So that is the last of the cube organizer. And now I'll bring you on down and show you what's on this back wall in this bookshelf. All right, before I show you the bookshelf, I wanted to show you these organizers. These my mom found for me at a yard sale. I have some extra flashcards and things, smaller things inside those. I'd like to get those labeled as well. And then over here, I have our bookshelf. I'm just gonna kind of do a real quick overview of these. I have just where you can match them together. That's what most of these are, or match it. A Lakeshore Create and Design drill kit. This was lent to us by a lady from a nearby church, and so it's Kindness Kingdom. We're learning about manners and proper etiquette this year, and kind of just studying about how we can be respectful. And so this is a tea party game where you learn manners. So I'm really excited about doing the tea party this year. You've seen me talk, I'm sure, about the Penguins on Ice game. If you've been watching my channel, one of our favorites. I love that Penguins on Ice. Alphabet Acorns, I've mentioned that as well. A couple patterned games and sorting. Then we have kind of some of our curriculum and science. That's what this is, a lot of our science. And just the larger I Can Read books and more curriculum. Those are our chapter books and more of our like read aloud type books that we're using. Then we have just bigger books that wouldn't fit on the small bookshelf. And then a lot of that right there is dinosaur books. My son is really into dinosaur books, so we've collected so many dinosaur books over the years. So, all right, then we have some sight word readers here, and just some funny stories and things like that. They're for beginner readers, and so stories that you can have them pretty much read as they're learning to read. They can read it on their own, so they love being able to read it on their own, and you know, feel that accomplishment of reading a book by themselves. Some more readers there. We have my first readers. Then we have these file folder games we found at a yard sale, and so I'll show some of those on the screen. But all these file folder games, again, they were all cut out and ready to go and organized, and so we had so many. This is not even half of them, where we have all these here, and I organized them by the yellow is kind of a little bit older ones, so those are for my son. The purple is for my daughter, and then the blue ones are games that you play together, like, you know, you play against each other, things like that. So there's times in our schedule that we have down to get like an activity or to get a file folder game. And then we just have some games down here on the bottom. I won't go through them all, but just some games, phonics games and floor puzzles and things that we, again, can use that's not book work to learn. We still do our book work, but it's fun to have other ways to learn. So that's our homeschool area. I will say that downstairs we do have 3 small bins, one for myself and 2 for my older kiddos. They have 1 apiece. And then also we have a morning cart in our dining room. So if you would like to know what's in our morning cart and kind of the extra stuff we store in there, I will give that video right here. So all you have to do is click on it, and I really hope you'll watch it. We go drawer by drawer and show you exactly what's inside, and kind of talk about why we chose that cart and how we use it. So I really hope you'll check it out. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I really hope you'll join us on our next one as well. See you soon. Bye.